We come to you from Minneapolis South High School as Keystone Productions proudly presents the High School Girls Basketball Twin Cities Championship. Today's matchup could prove to be the game of the year as two schools battle for bragging rights in the Twin Cities, with the St. Paul Central Minutemen, champions of the St. Paul City Conference, and the Minneapolis South Tigers, champions of the Minneapolis City Conference. Don't go anywhere, folks. You won't be disappointed. Hello, everyone. Mike Beaton along with Maya Robertson. Maya, to put it simply, you're going to see some quality basketball today.
You're right, Mike. It's going to be a fast-paced game. Again this year with the matchup between St. Paul Central. The loser of last year's Twin City matchup. It's going to be interesting.
As many Central fans know, they have a team stacked with talent. Perhaps the best team assembled in Minnesota history. However, the nucleus of this squad is the future Marquette Golden Eagle, Angel Robinson.
Robinson is leading her conference in scoring with almost 16 points a game. And she's second in the state with steals, third in state with assists, and she's broke the all-time record in those steals.
Now, if you think this will make Minneapolis South panic, think again. Matching up against Robinson is sophomore phenomenon Tayler Hill. And she's not the only weapon South has in their arsenal.
Hill is leading the state in scoring with 27.7 points a game and leads the team in free throw percentage. Also, you have to be aware of Holmes finishing second in conference with her scoring of 19 points per game.
All right, let's take a look at the keys to the game for today. We'll start with St. Paul Central. First, they can't let Tayler Hill get to the hoop. As you just mentioned, she puts up 27.7 points per game. She is a force to be reckoned with at all sides of the court, all distances. They can't let her get inside. But however, Tayler Hill knows she has options that she can go to if she's double teamed, which is why Central has to cover up her options. If they let Tayler Hill kick out to one of her three-point shooters, South could pose some trouble for St. Paul Central. And finally, they can't fall victim to the full court press. St. Paul Central will go at a full court press themselves. However, in a game earlier this year against Cretin-Durham Hall, the Raiders came back from a 25-point deficit by using the full court press against them. Maya, what does Minneapolis South need to do?
They need to win the three-point shootout. Both teams, fast teams, and they're shooting teams. They need to be well aware of what defense they're in and always get back in transition. You can't let Central pull up on the three. Second, they need to stay focused. Central is going to play a physical game. They're strong. They're in the weight room. They need to come out and play some D. And third, they're going to need to be aggressive. They're going to need to come back at Central, and they're going to need to play their own game.
Who will emerge victorious in the Clash of Titans? We're about to find out. You're watching the High School Girls Basketball Twin Cities Championship game. Welcome again to Minneapolis South, and let me tell you, I really like the atmosphere. I have never seen a packed house for a high school girls basketball game.
You know these teams are very excited. You have a full crowd on both sides.
And with that in mind, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We will begin with the St. Paul Central Minutemen. For Central, the starting five will be Angel Robinson, Tiara Taylor, Kiara Buford, Georgie Jones, and Megan Howard. For Minneapolis South, starters on the floor will be Tayler Hill, Jenny Hooley, Taisha Smith, Afija Holmes, and Gabby Roberts. Now, Maya, you had the benefit of playing against Central a couple days ago. What will South need to do to take them down?
They're going to need to control full court. Like we said earlier, that if they stay aggressive and they play their game, they have a really good chance.
You can see South warming up on the floor. They are getting charged. South beat Central in both of their meetings last year. The first was in the Elk River Christmas Tournament, and the second time was the Twin Cities Championship game. It was held over at Arlington on St. Paul Central's home court. So the one thing South has is they're not going to be intimidated by Central.
They can't be. With a crowd this big, everyone's excited. They know what they need to do. Both teams are ready to execute. What Central's going to need to do is they're going to need to be on their shots tonight. As for South, what they're going to want to do is play a full court game.
Expect a lot of noise from both ends of the bleachers. Minneapolis South wearing black, St. Paul Central wearing white. One of the few teams to have different designs for the home and road uniforms. The cheerleaders are ready. Fans are ready. Here we go. The clash of titans has begun. South with the first possession. Aphesia Holmes has the ball. Goes to the phenomenon Tayler Hill. Hill overthrows her pass. First turnover of the game.
You saw Central in a 2-3 zone. Now you see South lining up in a 1-2-2 full court press. Nope, they're manning up.
Central likes to run the full court press. Georgie Jones inside. She draws the foul. She'll go to the free throw line.
Looks like their team was prepared to double down on Georgie right away.
Georgie Jones, a 58% free throw shooter on the season, 60 out of 103. Central as a team shooting 63% from the line. The foul was on Gabby Roberts.
A little confusion on the floor. That foul was actually on the floor before the shot from behind.
Non-shooting foul. Uh-oh. Tiara Taylor for three, in and out. Rebound, Roberts. Hill setting things up. She's gonna take it herself and loses the ball on a triple team.
Looks like Megan, number 42 for Central, ripped that ball, win off of South.
Question is, will Central capitalize? Georgie Jones looking to get inside, hands it off to Megan Howard, whose shot is blocked.
By Tayler Hill, but she was out of bounds.
And Central will keep possession still. That's a way to shake them up.
2-3 zone seen by South here.
Angel Robinson, the quarterback.
Megan Howard flashing high.
With a jump shot, too strong, but she gets her own rebound. Hands it off to Taylor. That's too strong. And a foul. Loose ball foul. Goes to Minneapolis South, will get the ball.
Megan Howard on that foul behind the back.
Her first personal.
Here we see a 2-2-1 press by Central, full court.
That's what they like to run. Here comes Aphesia Holmes. She'll take it herself. She can't get the bounce. Gabby Roberts with the rebound, and she draws the foul. She will go to the line.
South seems unaffected by those traps, especially at half court. Just dribbled right through them. Central's gonna need to tighten that up if they wanna have control.
Now for Aphesia Holmes, we don't have numbers on her free throw accuracy, but we can tell you that she has made 47 free throw baskets. And she puts Minneapolis South on the board. Correction, it's Gabby Roberts on the line.
And here comes Ebony Black for Central.
Black fulfilling the Central's role as a sixth man. Meanwhile, Gabby Roberts takes 2 of 2. South strikes first.
South, no full court press, just one man on Angel Robinson. Her with the rebound. Up and over and count it.
Got the bounce. We're tied up at 2. And a foul on Ebony Black. She's not going to draw the charge.
She's not happy with that call.
Central can't be too happy about that one either. They've already had 3 fouls in the first half. We still have 16:40 to go. And South is not a team you want to give opportunities. Kiara Buford intercepts the pass, one-on-one. Misses the layup, too strong. And there's a fight for the rebound. Who's going to get it? It's South. And somehow she gets rid of it. That's Taisha Smith. Wow.
The refs are really letting these girls play, getting on the floor, over the back calls all No whistle.
Abiza Holmes with the 2 points from the paint. And the South fans are already fired up.
That was over Georgie Jones.
And Georgie Jones at 6'2" also has a terrific wingspan. That's not an easy task. And a turnover on Central. And that's only feeding the South fans more energy. It's 4-2, Minneapolis South leads. And Jenny Hooley loses the ball. Coming into today, Central had a 25-0 overall record. Minneapolis South 24-1. Their only loss to Minneapolis North.
A bobble, Angel Robinson.
Robinson from downtown, no good. Rebound will go to, won't go to anybody. We have another loose ball foul. It's on Central. Angel Robinson, her first personal. Central only 2 fouls left to give.
Central has a problem with fouling. They're an aggressive team, but they aren't playing smart.
Tiara Taylor with the steal. And she will go to the line.
An opportunity for an and one.
Unfortunately, it couldn't go in. Tiara Taylor, 32 of 45 on the season, 71% from the line. Misses her first, and that, Maya, is what you call a good foul.
She didn't end up on her butt. Here we go, coming in for South, number 32, Hannah Cheese.
Misses both. Now you would call that a really good foul, but South is trapped. A foul on Central. The Central fans are booing, the South fans are cheering.
Took her a long time to blow that whistle. That's why they're upset.
Tiara Taylor with the foul. Central only 1 left, and we're not even 3 minutes into the first half.
Central full court man. Here we see the 2 guards, Angel Robinson, Tayler Hill.
The marquee matchup of today. And Hill draws another foul. Or no, it's a foul on South. No. It's having some trouble on the scoreboard there. Hill did draw the foul. It's on Angel Robinson. She has 2 quick fouls. That's not a good situation. Central, a lot of fouls to give. South will be on the bonus upon the next foul.
Central staying in that man defense.
Hill is gonna take it herself, too strong. She fights and she does get her own rebound, but loses it to Angel Robinson, 2-on-1. She gets the layup from a double team.
That really has Central's fans going. That's what they're known for. That's a full court it's a full court play.
Hill for 3. No bullseye, but Gabby Roberts with the rebound. No
weak side rebound Central, but Georgie Jones pulls it up, handing it off to Angel Robinson.
Robinson loses the ball. It's Aisha Smith. And South will reset. This game playing out exactly as I thought it would be, an up-tempo game. You don't want to do that.
Number 13, Anthony Holmes with the kickball. Substitution Central, number 21, Tiara Taylor coming in for number 11, Angel Robinson.
Also, Siona West stepping in for Central. Buford thought about a 3, looks to go for a 2, and she draws the foul.
Looks like she got knocked on her ear.
It's a non-shooting foul. Taylor hands it off to Black. Black looking to get inside, and one! No! No basket, wipe away that. Black will get called for the charge. It's a non-shooting foul that will not send South to the line, but they are in the bonus.
South is playing that 2-3 so that they can get those charge fouls. They know Central's an aggressive team, and a zone keeps them from allowing anyone inside.
Taylor Hill stepping up. Layup too short.
Georgie Jones with the block.
Rebound Buford. And Black cannot get a handle on it. Here comes Ephesian Holmes. She's going to take it herself. No good. And she stepped on the line. Central will take possession. Substitution coming in for South, number 21, Marisha Anderson. Central doing the same. Abby Gus and Megan Howard are back in, replacing Taylor and West. Black takes a shot, doesn't go in. Megan Howard with the rebound, and she draws the foul. That will send her to the line. Megan Howard, a 48% free throw shooter, 30 of 62 on the season.
Makes her first.
Put Central back out in front. Megan Howard was also one recipient of the Minnesota Excel Award, an award that honors students in their contributions for academics, athletics, community, and the arts. Meanwhile,
21, Anderson with the rebound, almost loses it. Bobble in the backcourt, but South with possession again.
Howard made one of two. Central holds a 1-point lead. Taisha Smith moving it up.
Central falling back into a 2-3 defense.
Holmes will take it herself. Swish. South back out in front.
Angel Robertson.
Robinson looking to respond. No good.
Howard
with the rebound. Cleans up the mess. One thing about having two centers on your team, you've got two great rebounders. Howard known for getting offensive boards. Anderson, her long two wasn't good, but Taisha Smith with the rebound. Trips.
Both teams are playing a very aggressive game, but Central being called with many more fouls.
And with South in the bonus, they will go to the line.
21, Taylor in for the Minutemen.
The foul was on Abby Gust, her first personal.
And number 21, Anderson coming in for South after Smith shoots her 1-and-1.
Taisha Smith on the line. Makes her first. Can't get the bounce. We are tied up at 7 apiece.
Megan Howard with the rebound, passes it off to Angel Robinson.
Abby Gus takes a shot. It goes in. Abby Gus, known for her abilities from shooting from the perimeter.
Fans settled in, everyone is hunkered in, ready to watch the game. Trap and a travel called.
Traveling violation on Ephesians Holmes. The double team works to perfection.
Central's really tightened up their traps, especially at the half court, as they were not successful in the first half. Megan Howard out.
Georgie Jones, shot no good. That was well short. Here comes South. Tayler Hill, it's a 2-on-1.
Georgie Jones with the rebound.
Yeah. Tayler
with the outlet.
Too strong. Central retains possession. Substitutions coming in for Minneapolis South. We have Gabby Roberts and Jenny Hooley stepping in, replacing Taisha Smith and Hannah Cheese. Tayler, that's a 3, no good.
Central now with the ball against South's 2-3. Seem to be sticking with that, keeping those bigger post players not out of the equation.
Gus for 3, in and out. And South will take possession. 10:45 to go. One theme running rampant so far in this game. Both teams are very aggressive.
14 West replacing 24 Gus. Central and 2-2-1 full court press again.
Hooley looking to get her way out. Passes out to Roberts. Ephesians Holmes from the paint. Big swish. And we're tied up again.
The whole point of that Central defensive run was to keep them out of the lane. The minute they did, penetration and 2 points.
Kiara Buford will respond from the other end. One thing Buford has is a great shot. Tayler Hill looking to respond, no good. She gets her own rebound, kicks it out to Holmes, goes to Hooley. Hammett can't get a handle on it. Robinson one-on-one. And she gets the roll. Central up by 4, their largest lead of the game.
Central having trouble in the full court transition defense, but South does not take advantage, keeps it slow.
Holmes, that's a 3.
A wide open 3.
Nobody challenged her. Robinson will try to respond. Too strong. Taquoia Hammock with the rebound. Loses it to Robinson. Hands it off to Jones. And that's almost automatic.
Central fans love that play. Love that run. On their feet. Georgie Robinson willing to make the and 1.
Georgie Jones averages 13.5 points per game. Leads the team in rebounds. She gives you a great presence inside. Our first time out of the game. Central has a 15-9 lead.
Full timeout called by South.
We have 8:58 to go. We were talking about Georgie Jones. The one thing she's done all year for Central is give them a great presence inside. On defense, she can block shots. She has an impressive wingspan, as you've seen against her a couple times. And on offense, she can score easily from the paint.
She hasn't been as much of a presence defensively except for the block shots. But you have to remember, when you get your shot blocked inside, the whole reason you're a post player is you have a presence yourself. That's the interesting matchup between two posts. as a guard, you know you're going to get your shot blocked. You have to keep going. So I think South is really going to have to try and keep their composure with someone who is going to continue to block shots and continue to be a presence down low.
Imagine if she had been 6'8", like Hastings forward that we saw last week. Out in the stands, though, before the game, I've seen a number of NCAA recruiters out here. I saw someone from Tennessee, another person representing Duke, and I talked to Coach Emil Jihad before the game, and he tells me that they get recruiters just about every game to see Tayler Hill.
I think they also enjoy just watching her play. She really is aware of who her team members is and what their strengths are, but she's not unwilling to take the ball herself.
Georgie Jones, three-point play successful. Speaking of Hill, she has the ball. Hill has yet to score. Holmes for three, no good. Rebound, Tayler. She has numbers. Gets 2 points from mid-range. Central up by 9. Central doing what they do best, putting up a big lead early. Jenny Hooley for the three, short.
DeAndre Johnson with the rebound, taking it herself.
South cold from behind the arc. Siona West. No good, in and out. And that was a great pump fake too. She's got the rebound. Hooley's gonna try another three. Bullseye! South wasn't gonna give up until they sink one from behind the arc.
DeAndre Johnson running point. South running a trap 2-3.
Buford for three, bullseye. It's only a matter of time before Buford starts hitting her shots.
Central's fans loving the answer.
Keisha Holmes going to Hooley. Out to Holmes again. She's looking to take it inside, kicks it out to Hill for three. No good.
Georgie Jones with the rebound. Pass it off to West. Central with a timeout. It'll be a 30-second.
Central calls timeout. I'm not sure why, you're up by 9.
I think they're gonna have to discuss what they're gonna do about that pick at the top of the free throw line. A defensive answer hasn't really been there. Second of all, where are they going to trap and who are they going to have to be most aware of? They can't let South go on a run back. Basketball being a game of runs, what they're going to need to do is really control South, because if they take control again, it's going to be hard to get their momentum back. If you get South down early, you know, Central's got the game in the bag.
Central not looking rusty at all. The last time they had a victory, a single-digit victory, you have to go all the way back to December 5th of 2006 against Cretin-Durham Hall when they won by 8. And at one point in that game, they were up by 25.
Angel Robinson back in for Central.
She needs to be careful. She's got 2 fouls on her. Only has 2 points so far. Gus to Jones. Jones, automatic. South is digging into a hole rather quickly. Hill looking to pass it out to somebody. loses the ball to Buford.
Again, Central Traps very successful.
And Robinson, her pass could not be handled by Georgie Jones. South
Too much. Tayler just needs to calm down, be aware of what she needs to do, and execute. They're up. You don't have to be worried.
Meanwhile, South takes possession. See what they can do with it. Aisha Smith. She draws the foul. And the referee behind under the basket, reminding everyone else that the South is in a 1-and-1. This will put Taisha Smith back into the line. She gets the first. This is where South can make a move.
Central just needs to remember that if they're in the lead, they don't have to play as aggressively. You have to play clean.
Central up by 9. Ebony Black steps inside, shot too strong, gets her own rebound, and she cleans up her own mess.
Smith trying to handle the pressure, passes it off to Hool. Back to Smith.
Holmes goes out to Tayler Hill, and she'll reset.
Central in a man.
Holmes takes it herself. No good. Jones with the rebound. Robinson out to Buford, and she can't get the layup. South was there to prevent the easy 2. And a traveling violation on South.
South needs to watch those back doors. That's almost 3, if not 4 times they've gone backdoor, easy pass. And if they continue missing layups, it won't be as much of a problem, but the minute they start making those layups, South will be in trouble.
They're already down by 11. They can't afford more trouble. Robinson for 3. No good. Roberts with the rebound.
Buford hits it.
South will keep possession.
Georgie Jones in for Megan Howard.
Holmes nearly got pushed to the back, to the half-court line. Got rid of it to Smith. South taking their time now. They've been getting a lot of shot opportunities, just they haven't gone in. Jump ball, Central possession. Tiara Taylor stepping in.
Georgie for the high pick. Angel Robinson comes in and finishes.
Took it in herself. Central up by 13.
The whole point of being in a zone is so that no one can penetrate. You don't have to worry about it. South needs to tighten that up.
8 points for Robinson. Tayler Hill draws a foul.
That'll be on number 24, Abby Gust.
Her second personal. South now in the double bonus. Automatic 2 free throws from the rest of the half, for the rest of the half. And Hill finally gets on the board. what we talked about in the keys to the game and before the game started was not letting Tayler Hill get to the hoop, and so far Central's been successful. She hasn't made a field goal.
Well, I'm sure Central's coaches were very aware of her talents, just as all the recruiters. But Central's very aware of who's on the court at all times. That's one of their strengths. So as long as they continue to play as a team, I mean, they're in control of this game right now, and they'll continue doing that with that control.
Ebony Black looking to get inside. She can't get the bounce, but Howard with the rebound. And one. South now out of fouls to give. Howard can't complete the three-point play, but she gets her own rebound. Taylor with the three, no good. Roberts with the rebound. Taisha Smith takes a shot herself, short. Rebound. That was Hannah Cheese who cleaned up the mess. South needs that just about now. Gus for three, bullseye. You can't leave her open from behind the arc. She will make you pay for it. Taisha Smith looking to respond. She does. Gus, another three. Bullseye, she's hot. She's hot.
Central fans on their feet, hopping around. They're just loving this. Every time they can rub it in South's face, they're up and on their feet.
8 points for Gus. She is hot from behind the arc. Holmes responds with the long two, but Central slowly pulling away here.
Angel Robinson pushing it up the floor. Megan Howard too much, but off of South, probably off Cheese.
Neither team being fazed by the enormous crowd we have cheering for both schools.
As well as their cheerleaders. I'm surprised their bands haven't shown up.
West with the three, no good. Who gets the rebound? It's Howard. She cleans up the mess. That's what she's good at doing. Central up by 15. Hill will reset. Was going to take it herself. Nearly poked away by Robinson, but Hill gets it.
Nice help side D there by Central.
And Sequoia Hammock goes out to Hill for three. No good. I thought Hammock had position inside.
So did their fans. She's playing scared out there. I'm not sure what she's scared of, but she's definitely not throwing elbows or putting body into anyone, standing straight up.
And Hammock at 6'4" is the tallest player in the court. So.
But as Georgie Jones and her stand together, she doesn't look like she has that much height on her.
Kiara Buford for three, too strong.
Bud Hammock with the rebound. South really not running full court after a defensive rebound.
Hill was going to take it herself. Her shot is blocked by who else? Georgie Jones. Look at this. Taisha Smith kicks it off to Hill, and she gets a layup.
South fans now excited. Less than a minute to go.
I was going to say Jones led the St. Paul City Conference in blocks this season. Buford looking to respond. Jones with the rebound. She cleans up that mess. Big Red staying in front by 15.
Another foul called. Number 30, Buford.
Willie Taylor not thrilled about it. That'll put Hill to the line. It's on Buford, her second personal. And Central will be lucky that Hill couldn't get 2 points off of that one. She misses both. Taylor missed a shot. Robinson with the rebound. She'll take it. Swish.
Seconds left.
Here comes Taisha Smith. She's looking to get 2 more points. She's going to kick it off to Hooley, to Holmes. They got to get a shot off. They do. No good. And that ends the first half. Central doing what they usually do. And they have a 41-24 lead at halftime. For Central, it was business as usual, full-court press and using their talent to their advantage.
I think during halftime, South's coach is going to have to be very aware that the trap is coming and that it will continue to come throughout the game. Central is going to have to really come up with an answer for when they do get out of those traps, that they're not coming back on defense all the time. They need to be consistent in that.
Well, we will take a break. Before the game, I had a chance to talk to both coaches, Emil Jihad for Minneapolis South and Willie Taylor for St. Paul Central. So you will get a chance to witness those, and we will see you on the flip side. I'm here with Coach Willie Taylor of the St. Paul Central Minutemen. Willie, you led your team to an undefeated season, going 25-0. How does that prepare your team coming into this game today?
I think that it prepares a lot for this game. I think that this game's a big game because there are 2 of the 5 top teams in the state.
Now, Minneapolis South is going to make you earn a victory today. What are you going to do to stop them?
What are we going to do to stop South?
Yes.
Well, we're going to do what we do. We're going to play our game. We're going to full court press them. We'll switch our presses up, and we're going to push the ball up. We'll play our game.
Now, you haven't had a single-digit victory in over 2 months. How is that going to affect your team as they come in facing the 4th-ranked team in the state?
I think that that's part of the reason why this game is good, because I think this will be a close game, and it's to help prepare us for the state tournament and the section tournament.
And we're talking about the state tournament. How is your team preparing for that?
Well, we're preparing for the section tournament first. I think our section's very good, and we cannot overlook any team in our section, because if we do, we'll get beat.
All right. Thank you, Willie Taylor. I'm here with Minneapolis South coach Emil Jihad, defending champions of the Twin City Championship game. Coach, Central have picked up some really great players this year. They consider to have a team of NCAA Division I recruits. What do you tell your team?
Well, we're going to come out and play hard. We don't change the focus because a team from St. Paul comes in here. We're defending Twin City champions, and we're hoping we can keep it that way. So we just got to stay focused, work extremely hard today.
Now, the star on your team obviously is Tayler Hill, and I've got a feeling that Central might double team her or gun for her. Do you have a backup plan?
Well, our plan is our plan. I mean, you know, we just got to come out and play hard. Like I said, I can't emphasize that enough because, you know, our deal is just that we're at home. You know, we're not across the river. We're comfortable here. We're just going to try and get after it.
Now, earlier this season, you had a loss to Minneapolis North. Did you feel that the loss made your team any better? Or
Well, it was more of a wake-up call. Sometimes when you roll off 47 straight games and you win that amount, you know, sometimes you get a little conceited. So, you know, it was more of a wake-up call, kind of put us right back on track, got us focused. So now we're going in the right direction. So it's great for us, you know.
How will this game prepare you for the section tournament and possibly a state tournament run?
Well, anytime you get a chance to play a team of this caliber, it's going to prepare you. I mean, it's only going to make you stronger. I mean, obviously Central has like a WNBA team. I mean, with all the all-stars that they have, I mean, you're not going to see a team this loaded ever again. You know, if you look at personnel from top to bottom, nobody can match what they do. I mean, Ebony Black, you know, strong D1 player. Angel Robinson already committed to Marquette. Georgie Jones is going to go high caliber D1. Taylor, I mean, you know, Buford, on and on and on. I mean, so you got 7, 8 kids right there that are outstanding. So when you play against that level of competition, it's only going to make you stronger, you know?
Okay, thank you. This was Coach Emil Jihad of Minneapolis South. Welcome back to Minneapolis South High School as Keystone Productions presents the Twin Cities Championship game featuring Minneapolis South and St. Paul Central. Leading scores so far, Minneapolis South, Aphesia Holmes with 8 points. Taisha Smith has 5, and Tayler Hill, whose production has been limited, has 4 points. For St. Paul Central, Angel Robinson leading the way with 10 points. Abby Gust complimented her with 8 points, and Georgie Jones has 7. Well, we mentioned in the keys to the game about Central about how Central couldn't allow Tayler Hill to get to the hoop, and so far her options have provided, but Hill has been struggling so far, and that has been the difference in St. Paul Central, and that's why they have a 17-point lead.
You're right. What's happening with Central is that they are playing that full court defense, and even though that sometimes they aren't successful or their traps aren't successful, you're still having South on the run at all times. They're always having to be prepared for that. And second of all, Tayler personally has only made her 4 points on free throws. She's not really a threat.
And last year's matchup, Tayler Hill put up 29 points, so she is playing very uncharacteristically.
Yeah, and her team is going to look at her to step it up.
Speaking of St. Paul Central, they have a team of what many calls to be NCAA Division I recruits. You have Angel Robinson heading to Marquette next year. Kiara Buford orally committing to the University of Minnesota. Ebony Black is undecided, but you can bet she's going to go to a high caliber Division I school.
Definitely.
And Abby Gus could easily get picked up with her range. Central is just loaded. And we begin the second half. South has all of their starters on the floor with the exception of Hannah Cheese. And for Central, their original 5 back out on the floor. Hill for 3, no good.
Buford with a long rebound. Didn't have position, but still came up with the ball.
Robinson off to Jones. She gets another 2 points from the paint. That's 9.
Central lining up in that 2-2-1 defense.
And Jones comes back with the block, denying Gabby Roberts.
Central is ready. Georgie was way at half court when the ball got passed. There was no one taking back or watching who was going, but she came right in, really put in her hustle, and got a really intense block.
She caught Gabby Roberts off guard. Aphesia Holmes, shot short. Fight for the rebound.
Cheese coming up with it.
This is Holmes. Holmes nearly loses it to Robinson. And now she has a 3-on-2, but she can't convert. A nice effort, and South will get the rebound. Taisha Smith for 3, but that was off balance.
Cheese coming up with it, and foul called on Central. I'm thinking that's going to be on number 30, Buford. And it is.
That's her 3rd. She's in foul trouble.
Cheese on the line for 2.
She's averaging 4.9 points per game this season. I think we can attribute that miss to the cheerleaders. Cheese 1 of 2. And she finally gets on the board.
South full court defense. Buford drawing the foul on number 11, Taisha Smith.
And judging by the look on her face, she was not happy about that call.
She knew she was reaching in, however.
Has that look of, I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
It's really physical out there. Those guards are putting hands just like the post down low.
Howard from inside,
no good, but Georgie with the rebound, misses her first. And
Tayler finally cleans up the mess.
with that weak side rebound. No one had boxed her out.
2 offensive boards on that last possession for Central.
Help side man defense, half court, Central.
Feja Holmes takes it herself. She draws the foul.
That'll be on number 21, Tiara Taylor.
Feja Holmes goes back to the line. Sinks her first. We talked about it in the keys to the game, how South needs to play aggressive, and this could work to their advantage. They're going to the line, and this is before they're even in the bonus.
Well, they're going to need to continue to make free throws because they don't have a lot of time to play with once it gets down to it if Central's in the lead. So as long as they're capitalizing on their opportunities, I mean, they really have a chance to come back here.
Holmes sunk both of her free throws. She now has 10 points, and steal from Minneapolis South goes to Feja Holmes, speaking of her. Taisha Smith, she's looking to get it out and throws it away.
No touch on Central. They'll get the ball around half court. Buford to pass out.
Lack of communication there cost South an opportunity.
Another backdoor cut, but this time South was aware.
And Jones, a long 2. Telling everyone, I'm not just good inside, I can be good outside.
As long as she continues to be a threat, they're going to have to stay in that zone. Here's a foul.
Hill drew it. Who's it going to be on?
Georgie Jones.
Indeed, you're right. Hill goes back to the line, sinks her first. In the first half, she only had 2 free throws and 1 field goal. Sinks both here. And Robinson under the legs of Feja Holmes, and she gets the layup! You've got to be kidding me!
She went
She
right
took it
down
all
the
the way.
middle. No one could stop her. She stopped 2 traps and went around the 5th man on the floor.
Hill cannot respond. She's been cold tonight. Foul.
Travel.
Oh, it's a traveling violation.
She hopped first.
1 too many steps.
Substitution Central. Megan Howard back in, as well as number 23, Ebony Black.
Replacing Taylor and Jones. Holmes.
Foul on the floor against Central. Number 14.
Siona West. This is a non-shooting foul, but Central with only 2 more to give.
Central better start playing clean or else they're going to dig South right out of their hole and give them opportunities to win on the line.
Hill for 3. Bullseye! Hill finally coming around. She has 9 points now. And South forces a turnover on Central.
Buford asking for the foul.
She
Ref
won't.
ignoring her.
She won't get it. This could give South some life.
Taylor
Hill.
with the pull-up.
Misses. Fight for the rebound. South will retain possession.
The refs are not giving Central a break here. Central in half-court man, help side. Good communication on the switches.
Hill thought about a 3 off a screen. Will kick it back out. Buford went for the steal.
West ready for the trap or the help side, whatever it may be.
Hill gets out of the trap. She'll take it herself. And she gets it. That's 11 points. She's coming around. Robinson lost the ball, but it went off the back of Avija Holmes. Central will retain possession.
The ref's not calling any fouls for Central, only against them, it seems. And with Tayler Hill on fire, coming back around.
And a mistake from Angel Robinson.
Central's in trouble. I'm guessing a timeout's coming quick, or they're gonna have to control their own game, keep their heads in this game.
There's Robinson. Goes out to Smith. Smith thought about a 3. Will kick it out to Hannah Cheese. And she draws the foul.
That'll be on number 30, Kiara Buford.
That's her 4th. One more foul and she's out. Buford's not a player you want to lose.
You're right. She's been part of most of those traps there. And looks like Willie Taylor just sent another girl to get her.
Cheese sinks her first. Buford's production has been limited today. She only has 5 points.
Mr. Second, Megan Howard with the rebound. Angel Robinson really stepping it up, being very aware of where she's going to pass that ball.
Taylor, she draws the foul. She can't get the basket to fall, so she'll go to the line for 2 free throw attempts.
Target a charge call when you're part of a double team, but Cheese shrugs it off.
Tiara Taylor, 71% free throw shooter, 32 of 45 on the season. The foul is on Hannah Cheese, her first. She makes 1 of 2. Hill loses the ball to Ebony Black. She's got Tiara Taylor open, but Taisha Smith is there to poke it away.
Taylor created that last turnover, but she just couldn't finish for it. Here comes Georgie Jones in for number 42, Megan Howard.
Siona West also stepping in, replacing Tiara Taylor.
I think she was just a little banged up from that last play. She was falling all over.
She took a hard fall. Willie Taylor looking to give her some rest.
Georgie Jones, miss. Angel Robinson with the rebound, bringing it out, setting it up her team.
Ebony Black can't get a handle on it. Jones tried to save it, but to no avail.
With Georgie Jones back in, Central's going to go to a 2-2-1.
Hill taking herself, and 1! That's 13 points for her, and she'll go to the line for a 3-point play opportunity. And Central out of fouls to give. Even better if you're Minneapolis South. The foul was on Ebony Black, her 3rd.
She's not playing very smart. She's not on her last 2 fouls now. She hasn't been planted. She's just reaching across the body, and she knows better than that. She's a smart player, and she's a good player. You can't be making stupid fouls like that.
3-point play successful. South down by 13, though. And look at that. Ebony Black can't get the shot. She fell on it. Jones with the rebound, and she nearly loses it. And there's still a scramble. Jump ball.
Ebony Black just begging for a foul, but never having herself planted, always fading away, and that's why she's not getting it. Georgie Jones had her shot blocked. The whole South crowd was just up in arms, almost lost it, then the jump ball will go to Central.
Ebony Black for three, no good. Jones with the rebound, but she won't get it. Hill kicked it off to Holmes. It'll stay South possession.
Angel almost with the turnover, definitely keeping Holmes on her feet.
Robinson, second in the state in steals. She broke the all-time steals record in the state of Minnesota. You got to be careful, or she will make a fool out of you.
And the worst thing about it is that she just comes with a smile at the end of the game, like she didn't make a fool of you.
Hill will take it herself again, and she gets the 2 points from the paint. That's 15.
She had Georgie Jones falling back on her heels and knew that that's when you got to pop up.
Black kicks it off to Tayler, and she will get the 2
Fadeaway
points.
hook. I love that move.
Central needed that about now.
In the corner.
Taisha Smith for three, too strong. Good effort on the rebound. It will stay South ball. Central fans not happy about that call. The referees are conferring. And it will go to Central.
Excuse me?
That nearly gave the Central fans a heart attack.
It's true. They were not happy about that. Angel Robinson dribbling through the first
They
track.
left Georgie Jones open, but she can't make them pay for it. She was not able to convert. And South has numbers. Hill draws a foul. Robinson looking for a charge, will not get it. And South in the bonus with 11:09 to go. Robinson in foul trouble. They're down by 12. South will shoot free throws from here on out. They still have 4 to give. Hill cannot convert. That's not going to get it done.
Angel Robinson with the rebound.
And she draws a foul.
That was Ebony Black with the rebound.
Deja Holmes with the foul, her third personal. And we have a timeout with 11:01 to go in the second half. Well, Maya, I think Tayler Hill hurt us. She's only had 4 points in the first half. She has 11 unofficially in the second half.
Well, she hasn't really been a presence, however, when Central switched back into their zone defense. Georgie isn't as strong as a one-on-one defender. She's just very tall and very aware of her body in the paint. So Tayler Hill is going to need to step up and maybe not drive all the way in, take a really quick pull-up shot when she gets Georgie on her heels and falling back.
Hill and Holmes, both all-state players last year. I talked to Emil Jihad, and he told me that their entire starting five was an all-conference in the Minneapolis city. He was named Coach of the Year for the Region 6 Quadruple A. So South, a very talented program.
And their only loss was against Minneapolis North, definitely a fun rivalry there. But either team, this will be, you know, Central with no losses, South with only one. It's going to be a big increase in either of their loss categories.
And speaking of Minneapolis North, before the game I saw a number of the South fans coming from different schools. I saw some Southwest players, some Minneapolis North players. Robinson gets the bounce. That's 14 points.
There's that trap at half court. Angel Robinson against Tayler, who kicks it out.
Taisha Smith thought about a three. We'll take a two instead, and it goes out. South will retain possession.
That was off Ebony Black. Here you see Central in a modified man.
Hill looking to take it herself, got it inside, but she couldn't get the two. Hannah Cheese with the rebound. Holmes nearly lost it. Hill.
Central, half court, help side man defense.
Hill finally deciding to go inside, but Jones is there to take it away.
I think that's the interesting matchup of this night. And Georgie Jones drawing the foul. I think that one will be on number 11, Taisha Smith.
And Central will finally go to the line. Finally getting some calls their way. Taisha Smith, that's her fourth personal, one more and she's out. And getting that fourth foul can really hurt you on the court because you can't play as aggressively.
I don't think anything can really hold Central back from being aggressive.
Well, in the case of Kiara Buford, she has 4 fouls, and she hasn't seen many minutes since she picked up her fourth.
I think that's because it's a huge momentum killer when one of your starting 5 gets sat. It's a big scene to when you actually get sat after your 5th foul. You have to make an exception of when you can sub. So yeah, I can understand why.
Jones could not capitalize on her free throw opportunities, misses both. Holmes draws the foul. It was in the act of shooting, so it will automatically be two free throws.
That was on 21, Tayler Hill.
Her third personal. A lot of Central players getting in foul trouble.
And blood on the court. Number 42, Megan Howard, is bleeding. She's going to have to get a sub and clean that up. Oh, excuse me. It is actually Tayler who's bleeding. So Ebony Black will take her spot.
Both are bleeding. So you were right to begin with. Wow. Ephesian Holmes sinks both free throws. South down by 12.
South falling back into a 2-3 defense, half court, not even making an effort to stop her in the backcourt. In the corner, Black thinks about the 3 but passes it back to Angel Robinson.
Central taking their time.
Georgie just cannot get position.
And look at this, Georgie Jones drew the foul.
A foul on the floor.
Or was on the floor. Well, Jones did draw it. She will go to the line.
Ebony Black was just making a big show of falling down.
Trying to sell the foul. Is that one thing that Coach Deb Williams tries to have your team do?
Fake a foul?
Or look like you got fouled?
Well, I'm one of the biggest people on the court all the time, so it's hard for the refs to give me a call. But yeah, if you fake it, I mean, you get it. And it's sad, but it's true. Ebony Black, she's 6 feet tall. She's not going to get that many calls.
Robinson, bullseye.
Kissing the bottom of the net there. We have Megan Howard, number 42, back in.
17
With her
points.
leg all wrapped up.
And look at this, Robinson open, but she was too far up the court to make anything happen. South will get a chance to strike back. Deja Holmes, she won't get the foul, but Gabby Roberts cleans up the mess.
No call with 2 Central players as well as 1 South player on the floor.
Central won't be complaining about that. Robinson shot no good. Jones with the rebound, and she draws another foul. South now out of fouls to give. Foul is on Roberts, her second. Jones sinks her first.
Cheese back in for Anderson.
One of 2.
Central trying to get a half-court trap, but no good. Taylor's just too aggressive,
Too
using
fast.
her body.
Deja Holmes draws a foul. She'll get another 2 shots from the line.
That last foul was on Georgie Jones, which would be her second.
And one more foul and South will be in the double bonus. And they'll get 2 free ones right here, so. South can take some comfort knowing they're gonna be shooting a lot of free throws if Central keeps fouling.
You know, it's not even South that's digging themselves out of the hole, it's Central, they're just letting her back up.
And Central has not been able to increase their 17-point lead. They did lead by 21 at one point, but they're keeping South in the game within striking distance. But Holmes only could get 1 of 2.
Georgie Jones with the rebound, passing.
Robinson for 3. Bullseye! Here's to you, Mrs. Robinson. That's 20 points.
There's that half-court trap again.
Cheese gets out of trouble. Afisha Holmes takes it long too. Swish. And
Holmes, number 13, leading South in their offense and answering with a 3.
Kiara Buford back in the game. She'll take a 3. Bullseye! That's 8 points. Central finally getting some distance. And a foul. It's on. The foul is on Angel Robinson. 1 more and she's out. You've got 2 good shooters, only 1 foul away from being taken out of this game.
Looked like the ref had pointed at Buford. She was not happy. But, I mean, she gets to stay in the game, so.
But South will shoot 2 free throws from here on out. Tayler Hill sinks her first, and Robinson having to step out.
Johnson coming in for her.
Kiana Johnson. Hill sinks both. And now South looking to get full court pressure, but it goes out to Megan Howard, but her shot was deflected. Jones comes up with it.
Buford with the ball, passes out to Johnson, who will run their offense.
And Central up by 15 can take their time.
Johnson making a cross up at the top, thinks about the three, passes it back out, however, after a penetration.
Central going to take their time. They know they're up by 15. They don't need to rush to anything.
Johnson, only a sophomore, actually playing JV as well.
And Kiara Buford gets an open look. Can't come up with it. Over and back.
She's definitely a physical player, is putting her body into Georgie Jones to make it seem as though the call was over the back. I'm not sure if how hard her box out was, but the ref saw it.
And South will automatically get 2 free throws. Cheese at the line. First one too strong. We have a few other notable faces here in the crowd today. We've got coach for Bloomington Kennedy, Percy Wade, in attendance. And in fact, he's sitting in the row in front of us. Of course, Bloomington Kennedy beat Central last year in the state semifinals. And Kiara Buford, you gotta be kidding me! Double digits for her, that's 10.
Willie Taylor does not care about how pretty that looked. He was upset. His girls were not paying attention to what defense he wanted to be in. He wants to be in control of this game. Johnson getting beat by Taylor. She pulls up at the free throw line and sinks 2.
Hill, she now has 20. Buford loses the ball to Maisha Anderson. Marisha Anderson. Hill, she's on fire. Short. I think someone might have gotten a finger on that shot.
Robinson replacing Johnson.
She needs to be careful. You've got her and Buford out on the court. That could hurt their chances. That might hurt their aggressiveness. Howard gets the layup after Robinson kicks it out. Robinson, one of the state's leaders in assists.
Yeah, and her 4 fouls did not affect how she got the 2 traps. And again, the 5th man. Ball stripped by Ebony Black.
Marisha Anderson will inbound it. Goes to Hill. She scored 16 points in this half. And fights for her own rebound. And her South Tigers will keep possession.
But here comes Johnson right back in for Robinson.
Willie Taylor looking to keep Robinson out of trouble.
Buford, an amazing defender, is going to take on number 13, Holmes, who's running their offense instead of Taylor.
Shot was blocked by Howard. Central will get the ball. Kiara Buford has been playing varsity since her freshman year. And in her freshman year, she saw some pretty good players to model after with Dejournay Priolo and Ashley Ellis-Milan. Ebony Black, 2 points from the paint. Central looking to put this one away.
Center's really playing like a team now. They don't have to be scared. They're really taking their time. Good ball movement, and that ball movement is making South really pull up and play their guards. So the minute that happens, they feed right down to the post, and that's how you don't have anyone upset with anyone else.
Wow, Tayler Hill somehow gets her way through a double team with the layup.
Spinning and weaving there, Tayler Hill.
And a reach-in foul.
Robinson drawing it.
I don't know why you would need to do that, because now you're going to put Central in front of the line. It's on Holmes, her 4th. Now, you're talking about Central playing as a team. Coming into the game, all 5 of their starters averaging double digits in scoring, and Ebony Black close behind at 9.6. So.
And a team this good, you can't be in foul trouble against them. They're all really good free throw shooters as well. And secondly, when you are playing an all-around game like that, you know, you might be a star of the team, but you can't have your teammates upset with you or jealous of you. Now, one of those guards is selfish in a way that would make people get upset with them. I think that's one of Central's strengths, among many others. You know, this is arguably one of the best teams in Minnesota, or the best team in Minnesota.
Robinson with 22 points, but she'll step out. Kiana Johnson will come back in. Willie Taylor playing roundabout.
Anderson set to stay on Tayler Hill there.
And a foul on Central. It'll put South back on the line.
Looks like that was on Ebony Black.
That's her 4th, but with less than 4 minutes, it looks like Central will stay undefeated, having a 19-point cushion. Now Central, come playoff time, they're going to be placed in a very tough section, in section 3, 4A, and that section includes Woodbury, who just came off a victory against Cretin-Durham Hall, Cretin-Durham Hall themselves, who were able to hang with Central. And I think your team is in that section. You get to play Cretin-Durham Hall.
You know, with all these teams, I mean, we did play Central and they did beat us. However, I mean, as a player, you can't be upset about a big loss like that. You know, I think everyone in this conference is really excited to play a team that's going to make history. So, you know, I think anyone would be proud to line up against Central in that state tournament.
And Central's first matchup will be against St. Paul Harding, so I would expect that they would get past that without any difficulty. In their last match, Central destroyed them by 81 points, a 98-17 victory.
Harding has no chance, really. I think they've only had 1 win this season. That's where I'm from. Just pretty glad I'm gone. But Central, you know, they're going to have to be really careful about what they're doing off the court.
Some of the South fans filing out, and remember, even if they get to state, it's no sure thing. You've got Bloomington Kennedy. They don't have Jenna Smith, but they certainly can still beat you. They did that to Central and kept them from getting into the championship game. Risha Anderson at the line. Misses her first. And in that section, too, there's Woodbury. They're not going to score a lot of points, but they get the job done on defense. In their win against Cretin last night, they held Cretin to just 36 points on offense.
But I mean, Central is also a defensive team, so that matchup would be really fun to watch, but very low scoring, like you said.
Woodbury would have to get past Tartan first in order for that to happen. Anderson 6-1-2. Some South fans are starting to file out. Kiara Buford weaves her way through a double team. No good on the shot. Tayler Hill with the rebound. And Hill can't get the bounce. She gets her own rebound. She won't get the foul. And Hill's done just about all you can ask her to do, but Central has just been too much.
And also, her shots just aren't falling today, and she hasn't really opened up a lot of options or other threats like we thought that she would coming into this game, that, you know, if she's not on, she's going to be aware of who else is on her court, but I think she's just frustrated, and you can just see her head is hung down. She's not enjoying herself.
The best thing about Tayler Hill, though, is that you've got her for a couple more years. She's only a sophomore. She's been playing for South since 8th grade. She's only going to get better.
I remember watching her at the state tournament when I was an underclassman. So yeah, I mean, she has a long way to go. I just hope she doesn't get injured. You know, I mean, she's an amazing player and fun to watch.
Tiara Taylor sunk both free throws. Aficia Holmes cannot respond. Howard with the rebound.
She tried to go coast to coast and definitely beat a trap and 2 men stepping up and just couldn't finish.
Central with a 30-second timeout. I'm sure Willie Tayler talking to his players and just reminding them that, hey, we've got some tough sectional matches coming up.
And also, you can't let up against a team that, has good players, and you're just gonna have to play to the end. And that's something they've had to deal with all season. They're playing teams that they're just blowing out, and what do? I mean, you have to really, be focused. You can't mess around, because if you start getting in the mindset that, you can do whatever you want at the end of a game, you're gonna start losing games.
Willie Tayler reminding his players that one thing with some of these games is that, especially against Harding and Arlington, is that he had said he was not going to let his team break the century mark unless they absolutely had to.
I mean, really, Harding and Arlington, they know that they're not that good of a ball club, and just getting embarrassed, I mean, it's not fun for those girls. They're just there to, get out and do something, be part of a team. I mean, really, why do these girls play? You can only have one state champion.
Well, right now, do you see anybody stopping Central on the way to the state tournament?
If they keep playing like this, no, I don't. I mean, they really don't get their heads down. They continue to play, and a lot of times, if they come out early, it just becomes a blowout. But even when they don't come out early, they didn't come out early in this game, just steadily, they have faith in themselves and steadily chipping away at that and coming up with a lead. And all of a sudden, it's second half, and you look up at the scoreboard, and the other team realizes they have no chance. And that's why it's a tough one.
Robinson at the line, 1 of 2. She has 23 points now. Ebony Black gets it off to Robinson, and it wipe out a three-point play. We'll make that. Well, that was a three-point play. 25 points for Robinson. I'll tell you, she is sick. She is just sick.
Central and a half-court man. Buford getting beat by Tayler, and not really being aggressive. She knows she only has one foul before she has to sit, so.
Hill cannot capitalize. Whoa, that pass heading out to St. Paul. If it wasn't for that padding there, I think it would have gone out to St. Paul.
Here comes Johnson, and looks like Jones is coming in as well.
With 2:28 to go, I'm sure Willie Tayler looking to keep his players in there, just remind them that, hey, we got to stay aggressive. We can't get complacent. Hooley for 3, shorts. And somebody falling asleep at the clock. They finally stopped it. It ticked off a few seconds. Not that South is going to come back in this one, but.
Tayler again pulls up at the free throw line, but this time can't capitalize.
Smith missed.
Georgie Jones with the rebound, and here goes Johnson.
But you do have to like that South isn't just going to give this one up, even though they're out of reach. Black with the long 3, no good. Jenny Hooley with the rebound.
Johnson with a really unnecessary foul.
But this late in the game, you really don't need to play aggressive. Well, you really don't need to foul anybody like that. That's what's going to set off tempers.
Well, I mean, Johnson has a little bit of an attitude about her, but you got to remember that she has something to prove. She's not a varsity player, and she's just really trying to earn her spot, especially for next year. So I'm sure that's why she's getting in there like that.
Kiana Johnson, a 5'6" sophomore guard, and with Robinson, Black, and Gus leaving, some spots will open up for some of the JV players.
Especially if she's getting clock now. I mean, I'm sure she has a good head on her shoulders. I mean, she is playing for Central, and they are an amazing ball club. I mean, she would be very excited to be a part of that.
Robinson doing what she does best, another layup. That's 27 points for her. Taisha Smith made both free throws on the other end. Abby Gus draws a foul. And looking at Willie Tayler's face, even though his team's going to come out with a victory, he's going to have some things to talk about with his players.
I mean, it's ridiculous how many fouls they have. I mean, they're fast and they're good players. You don't need to play defense like that.
And just imagine if South was in striking distance. I mean, they've had a lot of trips to the line. Smith has made her last 4 free throws. Now, if you're Emil Jihad, what do you tell your South players as they prepare for sections and possibly a state run?
You know, not everyone is Central. You got to remember that first. And second of all, I mean, just have faith in your players. If Taylor's not on it, someone else needs to step up. You need to all be leaders, not just one sophomore. That's a lot to put on her shoulders.
Smith missed the shot, but Ephesian Holmes cleaned up that mess. And Ebony Black out to Georgie Jones, who gets another 2 deuce from the paint. That's 14-4. She's done quite well today.
Taylor really not even a presence in this half-court game. Cheese with the pull-up and 2 with less than a minute to go.
Hannah Cheese gets a basket. And Central, they could run out clock, but Robinson's going to take it out to Jones, and she'll get another 2 points. No, she won't.
But her own rebound.
No, she'll get the 2 points anyway. She tried to pull my hat. 16-4.
30 seconds left. She's with the ball.
You gotta like that both teams are staying aggressive. They don't just let the games hang. Ephesia Holmes along 2, no good. Jones with the rebound.
South has given up.
With 13 seconds, and Robinson is just gonna wind down the clock. And she'll receive a standing ovation along with the rest of the Central team as they'll come away with an 83-64 win and remain undefeated at 26-0.
South fans on their feet as well, you know, clapping. It was a good game. Not those tempers that we did talk about. I mean, they didn't flare, and, you know, both teams were really, they played their hardest, and they came out here to play basketball.
Central, again, in the first half, they kept Tayler Hill from scoring baskets, and in the second half, they prevented her from going out to her options.
And when she did go on their run, Central was very aware of that, and they had to put someone on her, never to come off of her, which was, I think, was a good call on Willie Taylor's part.
We won't have time to go over the scoring breakdown for you, but you will see that on our screen. And that will do it from here. Once again, the final score, Central Minutemen 83, Minneapolis South 64. Central, the 2007 Twin City champions. For everyone here at Keystone Productions, this is Mike Peden. So long, everybody.